The 80th anniversary of D-Day. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. June 6th marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and joining us is Rick Voight, CEO and co-founder of Vivid-Pix and publisher of Reunions magazine. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Fred. How are you today?
Great to see you again. In the June edition of Reunions magazine, you have a story that highlights the importance of preserving stories and memories, in this case, related to D-Day.
Absolutely. And thank you for having us on in the past. And for some of your listeners, you've heard about our memory station. And the memory station allows people to be able to scan images and share stories to be connected with those images and then to create movies. And so what we decided to do is with Lisa Also, who is very well known in both the genealogy and in the reunions world, her father participated in D-Day. And so, being a genealogist, she actually had recorded stories from her father and had wonderful old photographs of her father in the service and was able to create a remembrance story of him and his experience at D-Day.
So important, and I believe from reading this that he actually passed away just a few years ago, and so having these memories and having the anniversary of D-Day can really allow her to share this with the family and others.
Absolutely. And I think they're on their 57th reunion year. And so you think about how many individuals within that family probably never met her father and or his brothers, i.e. the uncles. And that's how the story comes about within the magazine. Is one of the children asked the question because they were doing a project in school having to do with military service. And she was able to share the story of her father and her uncles and their participation in the service, as well as in World War II. And that allowed the intergenerational conversation to be shared with future generations.
Now, you have had software on the market for some time, really, that can restore photos and documents really easy. It's almost automatic and let anyone restore old photos that they may have once they're digitized here. But you have this digitization solution now, the memory station. Tell us more about that and how it works.
Yeah, thank you. The memory station is all about making it easy to either take our old analog images, so whether it be a photograph from the 1940s during World War II or earlier or more current, and to simply press a button on your interface screen and to scan those images at extremely high quality, archive quality, in fact, scanning. And then two, to be able to run it through our restore software automatically with the click of a button and select the one that looks best to you. And then three, press one more button and record a memory with each one of those images. And then to combine each one of those narrated photos that tell a story and to create a movie story about any subject, whether it be a remembrance of someone at World War II, whether it be a wonderful vacation, whether it be a wedding or a graduation or any number of subjects, quickly and easily.
Really terrific. And there are libraries and other facilities with memory stations. Tell us about that, but and people can also purchase for themselves and their families.
Yeah, thank you. So one of another article that is in this issue of Reunions magazine. So reunionsmagazine.com is talking about the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina. And we've been working with them for the last 2 years. And they actually have four of the memory stations within the Center for Family History within this museum that is on the dock, the wharf, where over 40% of all Africans who came to America who ended up becoming slaves landed, and that is the museum. So at the Center for Family History, we have 4 of them there. And then they also have 4 memory stations that they're bringing out into the community in order to capture the stories of people who came before the current story holder. So they're going out to community after community in order to capture old wedding invitations and Bible records and records that are literally priceless. So, and to capture the stories that the family remembers, and then providing on a USB back to the owner of that story and the object, and then also taking that information to put it up into the museum archives so that we remember and we actually have the information that currently doesn't exist.
Really wonderful. And for families that are interested in purchasing the memory station, and it can be a family purchase, really, too. Tell us what they need to know.
Absolutely. So on vividpix.com, so VIVID dash Pix, P as in Paul, IX.com, or simply type in memorystation.com, and that will come directly into the Vivid-Pix site. And it's only $799 for this incredibly versatile, high quality scanner and the software to make all these memories come alive.
And it's photos, documents, even objects. Is that right?
Yeah, it's fun actually. We have done extensive testing. We have a relationship with Rico, who is the owner of a division called PFU, used to be owned by Fujitsu. And this wonderful scanner is able to scan with perfect resolution up to 1.5 inches tall. So whether it be, staying in the theme of military, it could be old ribbons and medals. It can be women's jewelry. It can be objects of any sort, up to 1.5 inches tall. It has perfect sharpness. And then those stories behind the objects then are able to come into the story. So we have one example of Anne, and she's describing her grandfather's naturalization, immigration into the United States. And here's his immigration record, and here's a picture of her grandmother working a farm, and then actually the pouch of a kilt that her grandfather wore in World War I. And all of that wonderful knowledge, whether it be a photograph, a document, an object, is able to be scanned to then to be improved if necessary, and then to be able to record the memory, and then to stream all that together in a playable movie, an MP4 file.
Just terrific. Well, congratulations on all of the innovations there, Rick. For more info, the site again is vivid-pix.com. Rick Voight, thanks for spending time with us.
Fred, thank you, sir.